In this week's video, we are going to try to sell the van that we've been living in for the past 3 years.
And unfortunately, it's been way harder than we thought it was going to be.
I'm literally shaking. I don't know. I feel like I've been having a reaction because I wanted it. I can't believe it. She wants to buy it.
Yeah.
She wants to buy it.
Yeah.
Like now.
Yeah.
But it's not ready.
No.
Holy shit. She wants to actually buy it.
Well, this is exactly who we're waiting for too. Like this is I want her to have the van. That's the part of like selling. I don't just want to sell it to some random, you know? Like I want to sell it to someone like her.
She like fully, like, yeah, she's done tree planting and all that kind of shit. She drives trucks, she's like, has done all that. It's like, she's completely fine.
She's the perfect candidate.
She's literally the perfect person. And the dog
Lacey is
so
amazing. Like I couldn't imagine a more perfect person to be living in our van. Or, not our van anymore, but we'd be comfortable with a $1,000 deposit.
And then we'll mark the ad as pending and we won't show it to anyone else. Then we'll get it fixed up for you this week and it's all yours.
Then once we've got it. Wow. Like I knew it was always gonna sell. Like I never had to worry about it selling. I think it was just like also making sure it's the right person and like, you know, we also like haven't gotten any hits or any bites on it for like the last like 2 months. And then it was like just her that messaged us and had, you know, was like, I'm interested. It's like, it's rare in life. Like you can always look back at moments in life where you're like, oh, that was kind of the end of that chapter of my life, you know? And like, you don't always realize it like when it's happening. But like, this is like a very like vivid, oh yeah, this is the end of this chapter. And then like, because we're moving back overseas, we're kind of in like a limbo. Like this, it really feels like with the van being sold, this chapter is gone. When that van drives away, this chapter is gone, like done. It's closed. It'll be kind of weird, I feel like, for the next like couple of months, just like waiting to go.
It's gonna be super weird. Are you joking? It's gonna be so weird.
We have to get our stuff into storage.
Yeah, we have to find a storage locker.
We're putting everything together in like a little Tupperware for her because this is all stuff that just comes with the van. Because I guess we could like sell it or whatever, but why would we do that at all? Like it's all van life stuff. So we're just keeping like, I don't know, like our blanket and like our chairs. We have like a floaty tube, our like mat that sits outside our awning, like everything, all of our stuff.
She gets all of it.
Our Napoleon Travel Q240.
I did like that girl.
Great girl.
My care package would not be complete without baby wipes.
Heater, oil, WD-40, I don't know.
There's stuff that we needed, so she'll need it too.
The awning.
Oh yeah, awning.
This is a sick one.
Yeah. Okay, so for the context of this video, you're gonna have to understand some very, very basic Canadian geography. So Nick and I, we are from BC. That is on the west coast of Canada. And because we work seasonally, we're always working in different places of the world, different places in our country. And last summer, we were working seasonally in Ontario, which is more on the eastern side of Canada, but kind of like the middle eastern section of Canada. Two completely different provinces, and unfortunately here in Canada, the way that they treat vehicles between the provinces, they treat it like, if you bring a vehicle from Ontario to BC, they treat it like the same as they would if you came from f***ing Mars.
Or if you're importing a vehicle from the US, it's literally like the same. Like you have to get
I feel like it'd be
safetied all the same, like it's all the same process. So going from America, like importing a car from America to Canada, anywhere in Canada, is the same as just going from one province in Canada even over to the next province.
It doesn't matter that they're both Canadian cities and provinces. It's completely different apparently. And so we were only living in Ontario for 6 months last year, but we had to switch our plates over to Ontario plates. And so basically what you're gonna find out in this video is that that's not easy for some reason.
Yeah, for some weird reason.
For some annoying reason. Okay, this is crazy. So this is one of the very many things that we have to do this week, and probably the most important thing that we have to do this week. So we are bringing our van to the mechanic. We actually need to get a safety certificate to register it in BC in order for the girl who's buying it to be able to buy it and drive it and register it with BC plates. We have to take it to the mechanic, and taking it to the mechanic is always a little bit freaky, at least for me, because I immediately just like think of financials, and it's like, okay, is there gonna have to be work, you know, take it to the mechanic, and they're like, oh, and also you have to do this, and also you have to do this.
We're traumatized after our trip in Arizona.
We are a little bit traumatized. The mechanic always scares us, but here we go. It's like a million ambulances.
I don't know.
He was saying that it may take a couple days because they service all of these BC ambulances because we're at the dealership and they only have like a couple lifts for them. So there's our fake ambulance. We've connected over the years with so many paramedics on here, especially BC paramedics, of people being like, oh my God, you need to give me your fleet number. Because I'm pretty sure I drove that ambulance before when it was in service. And yeah, we actually connected with someone from Chilliwack, I believe, that used to drive our ambulance when it was an ambulance, when it was in service. So it's kind of cool.
So now that we have a buyer for the van, we have to start the process of basically getting it registered in BC. So to do that, we needed to take the van to a mechanic and give us a safety certification after probably doing some kind of repair work. During that process, I also needed to switch my license from Ontario back to a BC license. After all of that is said and done, we have to then go to the insurance company and register the vehicle as a BC vehicle and put a permit on it. And finally, after all of that, we go back to the insurance place and then we fill out the transfer papers to then sell the vehicle to hopefully our new buyer. At this point, we figured this is going to take us like about a week because in Ontario, that's how long it took us.
Of course, my camera's dying. And it's just that kind of day, I guess. So yeah, we went to the dealership, the reason we went to the dealership, which we don't normally, we would never usually do that, is because we had something recalled in our engine that we got like a free service to get it fixed. And so we brought it in and we were like, oh, we may as well just do like the safety exam and all that. While it's like already in the shop, we had an appointment and all that. We also needed a new key cut and everything. So we bring it into the shop and the guy's like, okay, we can have it. This is last Tuesday. For context, it's Tuesday, so it was a week ago. And the guy's like, okay, yeah, like we'll have it in for probably like 2 days. And then so the girl was supposed to buy it on Saturday, and because we thought it'd be done in 2 days, and all of a sudden it was Friday, and we called at like 4:45, and the receptionist was like, oh, so and so, like the mechanic, he leaves for 4:30. He's gone for the whole weekend, and it was a long weekend. It's BC Day here. So we had our van out for the whole weekend. We didn't have it to stay in, which we were planning on staying in because we were between house sits. And then, yeah, so we got a call today. Now it's Tuesday because yesterday was a holiday. And the guy's like, oh yeah, it didn't pass the safety exam, whatever. It's so annoying because our van like there's a very, very slight valve burn in our van, and any long-term followers of the channel know. Our check engine light comes on and off intermittently. Buyer knows this. Obviously, we put that in the ad. Like, it's just something that happens. We know what it is. And he quoted us $15,000. And like 3 weeks in the shop or whatever. The girl already has waited an extra weekend for us. Definitely don't have 15 grand or 3 weeks. So now we're taking it back. We can't get the certificate. We're gonna try. We'll need to drive around trying to find a mechanic that will safety it or like fix the problem enough that the engine like goes off for like 5 minutes, which it does all the time. It goes off all the time. It's not always on. A slight valve burn that you can hardly ever feel. Like, first of all, that's a $3,000 fix, which is already like a ton of money, but $15,000, I think he said in parts alone too. $15,000 in parts alone. And this girl really wants it, you know? She really wants it. And we really want to give it to her. She gave us a deposit. She sent us a deposit for the van, and it's Tuesday and she's supposed to pick it up Saturday. And he was so rude about it too. And it's like, we already left it there for the whole weekend, and it's like... Anyways, it's been safetied with a valve burn in the 4-cylinder. It has nothing to do with the safety of a vehicle. Usually for a safety exam, like, what they should be checking for is that our brakes are working, you know, that our lights are all on, that our turn signals work. Like, that's what makes a vehicle safe.
Control arms.
Yeah.
Suspension, tires.
Yeah.
It's just like the basics of a vehicle. The check engine light also cannot be on during the inspection, but our check engine light it comes on intermittently, so it's not just perpetually on forever. It would usually be off, and then as we're going on a long drive, there would just be that slight misfire, and then it would cause the check engine light to come back on, and you'd feel like a kind of little tick in the engine, and then eventually after a while it would just go away. So this was something that we were just used to, and like Rachel was saying, like, we'd taken it to 4 mechanics, and a few of them had taken the head off, looked in the engine, and they said, yes, I can fix it, but it's going to be like between $3,000 and $4,000, and they've all told us that we don't really need to do that. Like, it'll still drive for forever. Like, it's just a common problem that these engines have, so. Okay, well, we just got our van back that failed the safety exam because our check engine light was on, but our check engine light is not on, it's off. So we're kind of pissed off right now, quite honestly. And then so we obviously had a conversation with the mechanic. Anyways, our van is full of stuff. We're already on the road. So Nick, it's not, you don't turn here, but after the light, you turn, like, you see it. So we're going to the storage locker that I got the other day. So I got that. My dad and I went out to go storage locker shopping when Nick was at work. And I found one that I hope is going to be a good size for all of our stuff. Our van is full of all of our things. So we're about to unload that, and then we're going to try to find another mechanic that will just give us a safety certificate because our van is 100% safe to drive. This is a pivotal moment because this is the first time in our 6 years of being nomadic that we actually have a storage locker. They had to put a brand new engine in it, and it was going to cost us $15,000. So I said, you can go f*** yourself. That's insane, and that's not true.
I don't know. It sounds like the dealership is like they gave you the f*** off price because they don't want to do it. They don't the techs there don't want to work on your vehicle. Like exactly like you're saying. It's like they don't want anything to do with it.
Keep you updated. We're gonna be back at it tomorrow.
Until it looked like you couldn't afford it. Okay.
Okay, love you.
Good luck. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, I'm just gonna come get my van because clearly you're not like working with me here and like making this work because the vehicle is fully safe to drive. It's not an unsafe vehicle.
It's perfectly fine. It's a perfect. If you drive it, anyone who drives our ambulance is like, oh yeah, this is great.
It's a great vehicle.
Great to drive. At this point, I think I was just really defeated because it's like, and I kept saying it too, you know, like, she wants our van and we are ready to move on with our lives.
Yeah.
Why is this so fucking complicated?
We had started to drive it to different mechanics, and none of them wanted to take it because of the size of the vehicle, and we just kept getting shrugged off. Some mechanics were lying to us about, like, in certain shops they're only registered to give safeties to vehicles that are a certain weight.
Second place doesn't have availability. He said he'd 100% do it, but he doesn't have availability for 2 weeks.
We'll return your call as soon as we can. Thank you.
Hi there, I have a 2011 Chevrolet 3500. It's a retired ambulance. What is that now? 4th place? 930. Could do it, but they don't have enough guys. So I'm trying to hire for 3 months. So if you're looking for a job in Vancouver, Parker Automotive, very nice people. They're hiring.
What the brakes are at, I have what the tires are at, like I have all of that information, like, and we had caught multiple mechanics lying to us saying that, oh, we don't service vehicles that weigh that much, and then we had looked it up online, or there were pictures in their shop saying that, like, certification saying that they do. So it's like,
This is what happened.
oh,
Okay?
so weird,
One
man.
of the shops, it was not funny. It was not funny. We were not laughing at the time, but one of the shops, okay, we walk in, and at this point we had already been turned away by a few, and we were like, oh, he's like, what kind of car do you have? And then we told him, and he's like, oh no, we don't work on vehicles of that size. And I was like crying, okay? I was like, yes, you do, though, because I'm getting all of these, like, you need to tell the province of British Columbia this then, because it's on the province of British Columbia's website that you do, which is true. All the mechanics that we went to, we got from the BC website.
Yeah.
Technically, as per the BC website, every single one of these mechanics should have been able to take us. And don't get me wrong, there were some really, really, really nice guys that we met in this process that were 100% willing to work on our van. They just didn't have space in their shop. That's a totally valid reason.
Yeah.
But this one guy, I'm like, oh, but it says on the BC website that you do. And he does this, I swear to God, okay? They have all their certifications on the wall, and he goes like this, and he looks at the wall, and it's right there. It's like, authorized to service vehicles over 500 and whatever, how many kilograms or whatever. He looks at it, he goes, I guess we do. We basically just pleaded with somebody, and then the other guy at the shop was like, nope, no, we're not taking that. They're like, no one even wants to look at it. I don't understand. We've never had a problem getting into a mechanic before anywhere. We've gotten into multiple mechanics to look at other stuff in all throughout the US, like in Ontario. The first shop that we went to in Ontario took it. Like, we never even thought that this would be a problem, and now it's like, this girl wants our van and we want to sell our van. It's just as simple as that. We can't seem to f***ing get it registered here. We got a mechanic that would take it. I don't know if I don't know. But it's in a shop.
So we're currently in an Uber heading to ICBC right now, because I realized the address that I gave them is the BC address that we're staying at, not the Ontario address. So we are going to now go switch my license over. Hopefully, if they can take us. And also, I have to get a picture taken, and my hair looks like shit.
Number one, we want to switch him back to a BC driver's license because we're from BC and we're back. But number two, because in order to register the vehicle in BC and get BC insurance, he would have to be a BC resident, therefore have a BC driver's license. We totally forgot kind of about this step, and we were on our way home on the bus, and Nick goes, wait, but if those guys give us the safety certificate, wouldn't I have to be the one to register the vehicle in BC?
We were just, at this point, so we wanted to get everything right. The only thing crossed off, well, I mean, getting a van into a mechanic that would take it
Was one part.
was one thing.
Yeah.
Also, My hair looks awful. It looked in the photo. It looked so goofy. It looks like I look like I have like Kim Jong-un hair. Please allow up to 60 days for the
License?
for the license to arrive.
Hopefully we get it before we go overseas.
Well, that would be what? 60 days.
2 months.
September, October. There is a possibility that we could not get it.
Hi there, it's just Rachel calling about our van that's in the shop. It's the retired ambulance that we dropped off this morning, and just wanted to check in. I'm so sick of this, I'm so tired. Okay, I'm at work, so I have to be fast, but we got a call that our van is ready for pickup, and the safety certificate's all done, it's all good. We do owe $4,000, which sucks, but it's like at this point, let me put it this way, I was losing faith pretty quickly. And I was really trying not to, but it was really hard. It's been such a roller coaster, but it's ready for pickup. But again, I'm at work, so I have to go. And I'll see you when we get our van. And Nick's gonna come get me after work, and we're gonna go get our van.
I confirmed it with him like 3 times. I was like, so like, that's it? Like, I have the and he was like, yes, you have the safety certificate. So we don't have to do anything else? He said, yeah, no, you're good. Like, just come pick the van up, please. Get it out of the shop. Oh, I screamed. I was like punching the air. I was so excited.
I literally was running around. We owed $4,000 to make it happen.
Yeah, it was.
But I don't think I've ever been so excited to spend $4,000 in my entire life. That is f***ing insane. The reason we have a valve burn is because we didn't want to spend $4,000 to get the valve burn fixed.
Yeah.
But I have never been so happy to hear that oh my God, like this feeling of, oh my God, like we can meet her and put the van in her name.
These are our boys. Our boys. It's an expensive certificate, man. $4,000. But it's back in BC officially, thankfully. I was so worried. That guy quoted us 15 grand for a new engine. Pretty crazy to think that this is literally the very last time we're about to drive this thing.
No, we drive it to her at the...
Oh, is that where the that we're going to?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Good morning. Okay, we just finished filming our last YouTube video in the van, which will actually be posted next week, which is kind of weird. But you'll see why. We're gonna be addressing a whole bunch of stuff. But we just got a text that she's on her way from the ferry terminal and she's in a taxi, so she should actually be there any minute now. So we are going to we're gonna go sell our van. Our last time getting in it. Something that we should have mentioned earlier is that our buyer 100% knew that this was all happening. Of course, we were in communication with her the whole time.
Yeah, we were very transparent about all of it.
And she actually didn't want the van right away either. She wanted it in 2 weeks' time from when she came to see it. So we thought we had loads of time. Turns out that we were doing stuff to the very last minute. The time was to come where we could go get our van, and I mean, I'll show you the rest.
We never really had a home before this. Like, we would rent places, which was like home. But like, yeah, I don't know. I guess with house sitting, you're like, yeah, I'm like staying in somebody's house. But like, worst case, if we never found a house sit, like, we can always stay in the van, you know? Like, it's never the end of the world. It's never like a big deal. But now it's like, this is it. This is our home. Like, we're really getting rid of it, so. Weird.
That's all I can do.
Crazy that we really did it.
We fucking did it. Do you know how much shit? Nick had to get another key cut. We didn't even film this part, but Nick had to get another key cut this morning. Like, getting a driver's license change is crazy. All the shit that we had to do, it felt like we would never get it all done, and now, like, the moment is happening where we're going to go meet her. at the insurance place right now. She's here. Okay, so obviously to protect her privacy, I'm not gonna film her, but we're gonna go in and do the papers. Okay, well, this is it. She's gonna make some calls and then she's gonna go for a test drive, so I don't want to linger around her van for too much longer, but that's it. That's the last that you're gonna see of it.
That's all.
Now what?
We really did it. It's sad and exciting moment because we no longer have the van as a crutch, but we also, it's a kick in the ass that we have to do it now. We're moving overseas. Not that we needed it, but it's always nice to have that. Let's do it.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. We're gonna leave you at that, and more to come about our next plans next week. Bye.
Bye.